vi new file, vi space, or you can use vim, doesn't matter. We can get used to use vim, vi, doesn't matter, because vi in any case is going to be converted to the vim if you have vim already in our system. So if you press enter, it's going to be opening the file with contents already. To exit, as I said, capital Z and Q. To save, exit without saving. Exit without saving. And you need to press these characters directly, not with the control, not with the alt, but of course with the shift, because we need to capitalize Z and Q. But if you have caps lock on, you can just press Z and Q. Okay, now let's use vim only. You see, it has nothing in it. It's empty. And if you would like to exit, it's going to be explaining here how to exit. But if you would like to save, you're going to be using colon and W. When you press colon, it goes down to the left. Look at the left, you can see there colon and then W. And for example, very new file. But of course, I need to add something. Okay, I will add something. I am adding new stuff, but you won't be able to do it. Please don't follow along yet. I will explain. Currently, you need to know how to switch to the edit mode and so on. So for now, let's use very new file. There you go. Now you see we have given its name, and we can now exit. Check the listing. You see I have here -L will show me that I have very new file. Now I can use cat in order to see its contents. But I'm also able to use vim and very new file so that we can modify that file. You see, this is what we mean by either vim or vim and the file name, whatever you would like. File name might be new file, very new file, test1, test2, and so on. This is how to open VI editor. We have two options, as we said. And we also explain how to save, but it's just a side note, but we'll go deep with the options later on, okay? So at the end here we have, actually here we're gonna be talking about how to save. Yes, in order to save, we need to press colon and then W. But usually I highly recommend, and usually I tell to my students to start with the escape. Whenever you see colon, press escape first of all, then use colon, because escape will ensure that you are in a command mode. So what's a command mode then? There you go. Guys, this VI editor is completely different editor. It has, by default, command mode. It's not in a editing mode by default. What does it mean? For example, if you use nano, you are able to start typing mode, right? You see, you immediately start typing. There is no problem with that. But when you use VI editor, Vim, for example, VI, doesn't matter. Okay, for example, very new file, you cannot start typing directly. Because, for example, I press, for example, J, K, L, you see, it gives me error. It's not allowing me to use, to modify, to type anything. Most probably you notice if you try to follow along without knowing how to use the editor, you'll notice that you're unable to type immediately. Why? Because by default, it's in a command mode. Nano or Pico editors, they are by default in the insert mode, but they have only insert mode. They have nothing else. But VI editor, it has three modes: command mode, input mode, and last line mode. Okay, in the exam, you will be asked. You will get some marks for this. If you're unable to answer this question, like how many modes VI editor has, then it's going to be answered 3, and they are command mode, input or insert mode, and last line mode. Let's go over them one by one. First of all, command mode, which is the default mode when starting VI editor. User presses letters or letter for a command. Literally, literally command what to do. For example, to input text, to delete text, to append text, to search, to add, to remove, and so on. Does not require enter key, guys. In a command mode, you are not required to press enter so that kind of send your keystrokes. No, it's automatically. The keystrokes are used individually, and keystrokes, they are automatic. if you are in a command mode. What is the second mode? Insert mode or input mode, which is editing mode. For example, look at beneath. It became insert. Insert, it means that we are able now to add whatever you would like, any character you would like to type, okay? And respectively, look at the end. When I press escape, where's my insert? Insert is gone. Am I able to type now? No, I'm unable to type now. You see, it's not working because I need to switch to the insert mode or to the input mode to be able to add a text, to modify a text, and so on. This is my next presentation. Just please be patient, guys. Please be patient. I will explain. This is why I said don't follow along. Now you're going to be asking how to insert, how to switch, how to leave, how to, and so on. Please try to concentrate on the presentation rather than trying to practice. Otherwise, I will ask you guys to close your Atlas servers. Now, we know that we are able to switch to the insert mode, import mode, but we don't know how. But at least you know that there is a special mode, right? And how to get back to the command mode, to the default mode, escape. This is why I usually suggest you guys to always use escape if you are done with editing, if you would like to use a colon and so on. So input mode allows user to enter or edit text. Press escape to return to the command mode. Now, the last mode, last line mode, which is retrieved by pressing colon. So when you press colon, it opens a prompt at the bottom of the screen to enter more complex commands, such as search and replace, or maybe you can use also substitution. You can use the backward searching, forward searching. You can use in order to save and exit, or exit without saving, and so on. So there are a bunch of other options I will explain. But for now, you need to know that in order to switch to the last line mode, you need to press colon. And it requires enter, guys. In contrast to the command mode, it does require enter, because if you type anything there, you cannot kind of explain what you are planning to do. For example, colon W and file name. You see, you must have enter at the end. You must have enter at the end. So enter required to execute the command. And when you press enter, last line mode will automatically get back to the command mode, to the default mode. Okay, now I will try to show you VI editor picture, which means that it's going to be clearly explaining you how it works. You have this on Slate, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. If you go to the content, if you go to the course information, weekly uploads, VI, do we have VI here? Yes, I have here. You see, you have here VI modes. You can also find out this in the extended presentations. But for now, let's try to see what it is. Guys, as we said, when we start VI, it starts in the command mode. If you would like to go to the last line mode, you need to press colon. And this is, I'm currently trying to briefly go over everything, not only last line mode. So to go to the last line mode, you need to press colon when you are in a command mode. If you are insert mode, and if you want to switch to the last line mode, you need to exit by pressing escape, then click colon. This is why I said you guys use escape before colon. Whenever you see colon, you need to press escape immediately. And default is a command mode. There's also other commands like slash and question mark. This is not last line mode actually, but they also considered as a last line mode because they are in last line mode. But these are called other commands, especially searching. These are used for searching. Okay, I will explain them later on as well. Now, if you go to the last line mode, if you in the last line mode use W, Q, and enter, or Q exclamation enter, or Q enter, or X enter, in any case, you will end your VI editor. Okay, you will end your VI editor. It depends on your case, guys. why we have here exclamation, why we are able to live with the Q and X, I will explain later on. Okay, in a insert mode, how to go to the insert mode? Now this is the answer. How to go to the insert mode? Lower or capital I, lower or capital A, lower or capital O, lower R or capital R, lower C or capital C. They have different meanings, guys. They are not exactly the same. I will explain. They are different, and we will see the differences. Again, if you switch to the insert mode, you cannot exit directly. You see, there's no way to the exit. What you need to do, you need to click escape to go to the command mode back, which means no editing mode. This is editing mode. This is no editing mode. But if you would like to exit directly without switching to the last line mode, this is what I said. ZQ. ZQ and capital means exit without saving. But if you press double Z's, okay, ZZ, all it says ZZ, then it will save and exit. Okay, so this is general structure, or let's say operating modes of VI text editor. And we'll get into the shortcuts starting this presentation. Then we'll try to go over the other, and we'll try to go over the, let's say, special methods we have in the editor. So let's have a break while you're going to be practicing this part. And I will leave it on the screen, this mode, so that you can easily get help if you are stuck. And maybe I can leave the picture on the screen. I don't know which one is better, picture or the modes. Let's see. Maybe a picture is better because it can help you to also learn some new stuff. And actually, we can keep it this way. Actually, we have everything here. Yeah. Okay, then. So let's have a 15 minutes break. And after 15 minutes break, we'll continue with this. So respectively, calculate the time and plus 15 minutes. I'll see you guys after 15 minutes. Okay, so we are back from the break. So concerning the VI editor, let's say moving in a command mode. Okay. So this is really important, guys, to be advised that be familiar with the command mode to understand its modes, and also to be able to understand in which mode you are. Okay, because when you try to kind of do something, it depends on your mode, and respectively, it's going to be performing the action. For example, if you are not in a command mode, you won't be able to use these keystrokes in order to perform some action. Or if you would like to add a text, you need to be in an insert or input mode, right? And in order to kind of save without exiting, kind of to save, you need to be in a command mode so that you can switch to the last line mode, and so on. So they are kind of correlated, let's say. So you can move around to text in the screen by using the following keys. Even though you are able to use arrows, right? Up, down, right, left, and so on. So you might be thinking about this question like, if I'm able to navigate, right? Why then to use these shortcuts? I will explain it after a few slides, guys. You can understand with the reason. But for now, just remember that in order to navigate within a text editor, you can use the letters on your key, H, J, K, L, respectively. H left, L right. Look at your keyboard, please. You can see the sequence of the letters, H, J, K, L. You see, the leftmost is H, then it goes to the left. The rightmost is L, with let's say out of these 4 characters. L is the rightmost, and this is why it goes right. and J and K. J as if down arrow, you see, kind of down arrow. Then J will get you down one line, and K, it's going to be getting you up one line. But in order to use these keystrokes, you need to switch into insert mode, input mode, and then you need to have some text in a text editor so that you can perform this keystroke. So let's try this right now. So if you would like to follow along, let me start over. Use VIM, and you can use new file. Okay, VIM, new file, space, new file. Press enter. Even though if you don't have this new file, it's going to be opening for you guys. Don't worry. So you can use directly VIM, space, new file. Press enter. In my case, I have something. Maybe some of you already have some stuff, but doesn't matter, guys. Now, if you recall, we said that we are able to use a few keys so that we can switch to the insert mode. And they were I, A, O, R, C, and so on. So first of all, let's try to use I, lower I. Press lower I so that you can see below here, insert mode. Now you can add a text. For example, hello and welcome to, for example, let's make like sys 13416. Okay, and this is week 3, for example. Okay, so you see, without pressing escape, you can add whatever you would like. My name is Ahad Mamadov, for example. I am originally from Azerbaijan, and thanks for your attentions. Okay, so now press escape. See, we have some text now added, and there's no insert mode anymore beneath, which means that you can navigate up and down using those keys. H, go to the left. L, to the right. J, lines down. K, lines up. Okay, so please navigate through the text using those keys. And once again, in order to be able to navigate, you need to escape from the insert mode. Kind of leave. Intentionally use word escape because it's a key you need to press in order to escape, right? This is why please kindly follow along and try to exit from insert mode. Why not just use arrow keys? I will explain after 2 slides. Please be patient. And I said this, that there is a reason why we use these keys. The simplest method, simplest reason is if you have no numlocks. Sorry, if you don't have arrow keys. Some keyboards, they don't have arrow keys, but it's just the last reason. The main reason in front of us, so I will explain. Now, you know how to navigate up and down, blah, blah, blah. Stand in the middle. Let's get to the presentation. What else we can do, guys? So imagine we are also able to go back and forth by words, guys. For example, if I would like to go to the next word from here, originally it consists of almost 12 characters. In order to go to the from word, I need to press L 12 times and then 1 space 13, right? But instead, what I could do, I could press W. Only W will jump to the next word. So please go ahead and try it. W, 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 W will get word by word. When you are reached to the end of the text, now press B, backs B. Will get you back word by word. Respectively, you will see you are getting back to the word. Okay? Now, we are going to be using, now you will be able to use capital W. Press capital W, not lower W, capital. You will notice that it's not stopping at periods at the end of each line, sorry. But if you are not sure, you can get back to the few lines and then try to use lower W. you will see that it stops at the period. But it's not the end. It's not only a period, guys. Look, I am going to be adding exclamation mark here after hello. Okay, exclamation mark, hello. For example, like this way. Okay, I will stay here. Plus, my name is colon, Ahad Mahmoud, and so on. So I have just added a few characters, guys. Okay, and I can add here, for example, I don't know, maybe these characters and so on. So what's going to be happening now? If I go to the very beginning, okay, now press W, you will notice that it will jump onto the exclamation mark. Get back to the beginning of the word with B. This time press capital W. It will jump to the A. You see? So what's the difference? Lower goes right one word or to a special character. W, lower W, recognizes those special characters. But W, capital, ignores. And it jumps over to the next because it includes special characters. This is why when you go to the beginning and press capital W, it jumps over the special character because it recognizes as a word, as a part of the word. Okay? For example, is. If I press W, it jumps and stands on a colon. But if I press capital W, it jumps over. So literally, you can consider like capital ignores the special characters, or in other words, it includes as a word. Includes as a word. This is why. And respectively backward, guys. Capital B will ignore this character. If you use B, it will jump and stand on a special character. If you use capital B, it will jump over it. It won't recognize, it won't consider these special characters. Is that clear? I guess so far so clear, right? Because we learned nothing yet. So in front of us, we have tons of information. So please be patient. Now, if I am here, I would like to go to the end of the line, right? So I need to press maybe 20, 30 L's so that I can go to the very beginning, right? But instead, I can also use W's. Maybe how many times? Maybe 4 times, 5 times, so that I can go to the end of the line. But guys, what if you don't have page, actually, home and end buttons? Though you can use home and end buttons, but imagine we don't have them. And once again, we will explain the reason why we use these keystrokes. Guys, if you press 0, it goes to the very beginning of the line. If you press $, it will get you to the last character of the line. It will stand on the last character. Now press 0, very beginning. $, very last. Go up with the K. 0, very beginning. $, to the end of the line, and so on. Okay, so there you go. 0 gets you to the beginning of the line. $, gets you to the end of the line. In other words, 0 means beginning of the line. $, means end of the line. Is that clear? Now we can navigate without any arrows or page up, page down, or home and end. Just with the keystrokes. H, J, K, L, W, B, 0, $. Now we know all these characters. Next, G, capital G, not lower. Capital G stands for go to the specified line, but if you have no number before G, it means last line in a file. But if you use a number before G, it means that go to the specific line. Let's practice. So respectively, I'll ask you guys to press 1 and capital G, but not as a text, guys. I'm just showing you on the screen. Okay, please ensure that you are not in the insert mode. Press escape multiple times. Now press 1 and capital G. It will get you to the very beginning. So I will use here Notepad so that I can show what I am pressing. So I pressed 1G. Okay, it got me to the very beginning of the line. Why? Because 1 represents the line number. G represents go to that line. So I press 1G. If you would press 1 lower G, it's not going to be working, guys. Please be careful. because we said that editor is case sensitive, Linux is case sensitive. It's not going to be working this way. Okay. So now 1 capital G. Perfect. Now I will ask you to press just G, just nothing else before. It will get you to the very last line of a file, regardless of amount of the lines. Even if you have millions of the lines, it will get you to the last line in a milliseconds. Would you like me to demonstrate this? Look, I'm going to be creating a file which is going to be consisting of 1 million lines, okay? mln.txt. This is million txt, mln million. Currently, my file consists of 1 million lines. Let's see. vi mln. So let me explain once again. Sec command kind of sorts, or let's say print to the screen the sequential numbers, and I send the output to the file. Again, we'll explain when we'll get to that topic in the future, but not right now. Just you can remember that this will send this is a direction, okay, like this direction into the file. Okay, so now I am checking the contents of the text file. Look, guys, here we have million lines. So would you like to go to the million lines? Let's try to go to the million. Currently, I pressed page down and I'm waiting. I didn't reach 10,000 yet. And imagine when I'll reach the last line. I'm bored already. I'm bored. I just reached the 10,000. There's going to be 100,000. There's going to be 999,000 and so on. Then 1 million, right? But let's press just capital G. There you go. Millisecond will get you to the very beginning, very end of the file. So isn't that powerful? You see, now compare with the nano. If you would like to go to the very first line, there you go, 1G, that's it. 1 capital G, there you go. How many seconds? I wouldn't say seconds, milliseconds pass, we don't know, but you know how it fasts, right? So let me exit and go back to the previous file. Okay, you got it now. And respectively, if you would like to go to the, for example, 4th line, or let's make it 5th line, 5G, that's it. You press 5 and G, there you go. It will get you to the 5th line, respectively. Is that clear? I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear. Nothing else to get confused with. You may be able to move around by using the arrow keys, depends on the version of VI as well, but we'll understand why we learned this stuff, guys. Now, it's getting more interesting and as well as complicated. We said that we have I option. So if you recall the, what is that? The editor keys, I's, A's, O's, R's, and C's. Now let's see the differences. Guys, I represents insert to left of the cursor. Capital I insert at the beginning of the line. So this is the difference between O and, I and lower and capital I. So if you stand here, guys, look, I am at the A, hot A, doesn't matter, right? When I press I button will get me to the insert mode. Did you see any change in the cursor? Look, when I at the A, when I press I, I'm still there. What does it mean, guys? So if I start typing, for example, start, you see where it has added? It's added to the left of my cursor because I was on A, hot A. Look at the presentation, inserts to the left of the cursor. You see, it really inserted to the left of the cursor. Escape. Now I am back from editing mode. You see? So this is why we said that it inserts to the left of the cursor. Now let's press capital I. Capital I will get you to the very beginning of the line and it will switch to the insert mode. Okay? So if you would like to modify, for example, I would like to put a space between start and the hot, right? If I press capital I, it's wrong because it will get me to the very beginning. Then I will need to again come back here and press space, right? It's not correct. So, respectively, if you need to put a space on the left of your cursor, just press lower I and then space. There you go. Okay? But if you press capital I, it will get you to the very beginning. Respectively, if you would like to do the same with the right side, kind of right of the cursor, and also append to the end of the current line, then you need to use A. Not I, but A. Let's try. I am at the A. I will press lower A. Just lower A, nothing else, right? A. There you go. You see cursor has changed. Look, cursor goes right. Why? Because whatever I'm going to be typing, it will be after A, even though it's going to be on the left of my cursor, but it changed the cursor so that I get everything added to the right of my current cursor. Did you get the point? You see, it goes to the right when I press A, because I need to add to the right side of my current cursor. This is why it gets to the right and then start typing new text. You see? Respectively, if you press capital A, in contrast to I, which goes to the very beginning, it will go to the end of the line and will switch into insert mode. There you go. When I press capital A, it gets me to the last character of the line, end of the line, and it switched to the insert mode. New mode. Actually, not actually, just something new. Okay. You see, guys, intentionally I used the capital letter so that you can see that I've added this text, but it's not going to be capitalized on itself. It's me. Otherwise, it's going to be lower. So once again, if you're in the middle, capital I will get you to the very beginning. Capital A will get you to the very end of the line. If you use lower I, it will add to the left of your cursor. But if you press A, it will add to the right of your cursor. But it's not this cursor. The cursor I was standing on. I was here. The right of A is going to be between A and H. Respectively, it's going to be adding here. Okay. Is that clear? I guess it's clear. Now concerning the O, we said that we also have their O. Interesting. What does it mean? Guys, O, dealing with the lines. For example, stand wherever you would like in the middle. If you press lower O, which means that, guys, press lower O, it will open new line beneath and it will switch into insert mode. There you go. No need to go to the end of the line, then press enter so that you get the new line. Just press O wherever you are. Lower O will get you to the new line. But if you press capital O, it will do the same, but above of the current cursor. Look, once again, when we press capital O, it gets this line below and it opens new line above with capital O. So now you know how you can easily create a line and then above or beneath, doesn't matter. So instead of going to the end, switching to insert mode, pressing enter to go to new line, just one single O. That's it. So this is why O as well gets you to the insert mode. Look beneath, it switched to the insert mode. So this is why we have different options, guys, to switch to the insert mode. So far, so good. The next two are complicated. Not complicated, though, but confusing. I would say confusing, not complicated. So first of all, I would like to start, as we have in our presentation, with the R, because later on we will have C, but it's not here, but I will have it. R, replace character under cursor. Stand on, for example, your name, Ahad, or maybe your name, doesn't matter. Press lower R, okay? Press lower R. Let me add also, actually, I can use it. Lower R, nothing happened. You will notice nothing happened. So why? Is your R broken? No, guys. this means that our keystroke is not working alone like G, like A, I, O, and so on. It requires the second keystroke. It requires second keystroke. And what's going to be the second keystroke? Second keystroke is going to be a character which is going to be replacing the current character you stand on. For example, A will be replaced with lower a if I press lower a. If I press W, it's going to be replacing with the W. In other words, if you press RW, it's going to be replacing your current letter with W. And how we can know which is the current letter that is going to be replaced? Because you decide yourself. For example, stand here, press R, I pressed. Now I need to press any character which is going to be replacing S. For example, lower S. Did you get the point? R to replace a character. But still, it allows you to edit the text. This is why it's here. But actually, I don't accept it as an editing mode, though it works as an editor. Now, if you would like to kind of replace all characters, you need to come to the T. Press R, then lower T. Again, press R, lower A, and one by one, each time you need to kind of press, for example, RS, RT, RA, and so on, so that you can replace a character respectively, right? You are not required to use the same character. You can make it, for example, some different word. For example, RW, then go here, RO, for example, RL, no, RR, then RL, RD. I was able to replace any character one by one. But, you know, it's really boring to go over a character, then use R, then use a character, and so on. What if I would like to replace multiple words? In other words, insert key in Windows. What's the purpose of the insert key? I guess you know, right? Replace characters while you are typing, right? So, respectively, capital R overrides text character by character. There you go. Now, we'll demonstrate it. So, I'll stand on a W, and I will press capital R. Look beneath. It switched to the replace mode. I just press capital R, nothing else. I press just capital R, nothing else. Now, start typing. Finally, I can replace the whole line, for example. What happened? I don't need to press R each time, so multiple replace. In other words, insert mode that we have in the Windows, but still I am in the replace mode until I press escape. When you press escape, there you go. You have overwritten, you have replaced the text you had over there. Okay? Is that clear? But you see, it still allows us to switch to the insert mode to replace something. And finally, it's about the C, but C cannot be demonstrated without multiple keystrokes. This is why we don't have it here. We need to go to the next slide, next presentation, so that we can understand how we can use C, but I will explain to you as well. Once again, don't forget to hit escape to return to the command mode. Get used to press escape as many times as you would like, guys. It's not going to be giving any errors, and it will just give you sound that I've already pressed. And I'm in the insert mode, in the command mode. But to be sure, always try to use escape. Okay? Now, let's get to the next page. This is the page. Now our brains are going to be burned out. First of all, let's start with a simple one. X. Just simple X. Delete the single character under the cursor, guys. Wherever you would like to stand, press X. That's it. Just a regular delete button without switching into editing mode. You see, I'm able to press X. Wherever you stand, it's going to be removing that character. That's it. Pretty simple. Okay. There you go. Single X. That's it. Nothing else. Now, concerning the delete, shortcut. This is, guys, this is a keystroke as a command. This is why it's called command mode. Our keystrokes, our letters are acting as a command. You already familiar, right? R, command replace. For example, G, go to, and so on. Now it's about D. Guys, D, one of the keystrokes which is not working alone. It's not working alone, guys, like X. You see, X doesn't require any keystroke. When you press just X, that's it. It's going to be deleted. But D doesn't work. It requires something after that. Something. Okay? Now, I will demonstrate you guys. For example, stand here and press D. It's nothing going to happen because D has been accepted. Now it waits for the next keystroke. So you said you would like to delete. The action is accepted. It's ready to delete, but you need to specify what you want to delete. Now it's time to use those keystrokes we learned so far. If you would like to delete left character, press H after D. Then it's going to be removing one character on the left. Let's demonstrate. After D, I will press H. There you go. If you would like to delete one line down, after D, press J. There you go. D and J. Done. And respectively, guys. Okay, respectively, if you're going to be using D, K, delete line up. D, L, delete one character right. But still, it's not enough. It's just the beginning. Imagine if you would like to delete characters on the left. For example, you would like to delete the word line, right? D, H, D, H, D, H, D, H. It's boring. How I can remove the word instead of characters, respectively? If you were able to move forward with W or backward with the B, then use DW. DW, it means that delete one word on the right or delete one word on the left. Here you go. T, B, it's gone. But I had to stand on the period so that they remove the whole word. D, B. Or, for example, stand here and press DW. DW. There you go. The word is gone. Respectively, if you also want to remove the character, special character at the end, which is exclamation mark, then D capital W. There you go. I pressed D capital W. And this is how we can remove words, white words. Again, it's not enough. Let's get to the presentation. What we else have here? D0. What does it mean? 0 means beginning of the line, right? Stand here. It's somewhere in the middle. Now, press D and 0. Let's guess what's going to be the result. D, delete, 0 till the beginning of the line. That's it. D, 0. There you go. Or I would like to delete till the end of the line, respectively, D dollar. So D dollar. There you go. Delete till the end of the line. And finally, if we open the million file, look, guys, I am at the beginning of the line. So how fast you can delete million lines in a millisecond? Exactly, which means that, guys, D capital G, that's it. D and capital G will remove million lines in a millisecond. Look, D capital G, that's it. It's gone. Million lines are gone. And if I would have the trillions of lines, it would take maybe a few milliseconds more. For example, maybe 1 second. You see how powerful it is. Now, how I can restore 1 million lines back? Just by simply pressing U. That's it. U. Everything is back. 1 million lines are back. See how powerful. But You need to remember all the stuff, guys. And for that, you need to practice. That's it. Respectively, I'll get back to the presentation where we had BW, B dollar. But what about deleting the line? Let me get back to my previous file. New file, right? So I will use here DD. What does it mean, guys? DD, it means that delete current line. DD, that's it. It's gone. Current line, to remove the current line. Otherwise, how would you do this? You would kind of use D0 and then D dollar sign in order to remove the whole line, right? But instead, if you use DD, it means that I'm deleting. It means that delete the current line. DD, it will remove the current line. Okay. Now, let's continue, guys. Concerning the change that we had, like as an editor, right? Now, change requires the second keystroke. This is why we don't have it here. C stands for changing, and what you want to change, respectively, you can change one word backward, one word forward with W, change till the end of the line, change the whole line, change the whatever you would like, guys. Okay, so respectively, for example, I would like to delete, not delete only. Now I would like to replace this part with some other name, last name, right? So what I need to do, I can delete till the end of the line, which stands for D dollar, and then I can use I letter in order to switch to the insert mode so that I can add something, right? Instead of all this, instead of using D dollar and the I, we can use C dollar, which means that C change, what we are going to do, till the end of the line. There you go, C dollar. It has removed till the end of the line, but at the same time it switched to the insert mode. I could make like this way. I can remove the beginning. So please go ahead, type in the chat box how to get rid of the beginning and also switch to the insert mode to modify this part. You can now figure out how to do this. In order to recall this, we needed to just remember how to go to the beginning of the line, which is 0 respectively. That's right. And we're going to be using C0. That's it. It will remove till the beginning and it will switch to the insert mode. There you go. And here we have another option. If we are going to be using CC, it's going to be replacing the whole line respectively. Okay. For example, CC, it will remove the whole line. Also, it will switch to the insert mode. If we would use DD, it would just remove the line and automatically it's not in the insert mode. It's not having the line above. We could press Control capital O so that we switch it back. So CC can be accepted as a, for example, DD and then capital O. It's a set of the keystrokes we're going to be pressing, and this is going to be the same as CC. Okay. And if we're going to be kind of using capital C has short form of C dollar. Okay. Capital C is a short form of C dollar. Capital C doesn't have a, let's say, it doesn't require a second keystroke. Just capital C, it means delete till the end of the line. For example, capital C. Oops, I am in insert mode. Capital C. Okay, so there you go. Now you know how to use those keystrokes. Okay, what about the copy pasting? Okay, so the most important part of a text editor. We need to know how to modify text, how to copy, and so on. Guys, instead of C as a copy, as you know, C stands for change. We are going to be using Y, which stands for yank. But again, this is the same like copy, right? Yank's Y is going to be used. And respectively. Copy one word in front of me. Copy one word behind me. Copy till the beginning of the line. copy till the end of the line, copy this current line. You see? For example, copy one word on the right, copy one letter on the right, and one letter on the left, and so on. Is that clear? Okay, but what about the pasting? Now we know how to copy. Let's copy this line. YY. Nothing happened. I pressed YY and nothing happened because it got it to the buffer. It copied to the buffer. Now it's time to know how to paste. Let's go to the next slide, and there you go. In order to paste, we have two options. Paste deleted or copied text, which means that, guys, if you're going to be using D, it's not just delete, it's cut. You know what's a cut, right? Cut, it means that delete but keep in the buffer so that you can use it somewhere. So a P is going to be used for D or for Y as well, either deleted or copied text. Now, after or below the cursor, how we can figure out whether it's going to be below or on the right of the cursor? If this copied text is a line, then it's going to be pasted below. If it's a text, not a line, then it's going to be pasting to the right of the cursor. And respectively, capital P stands for paste either before the cursor if it's the text, or above if it's a line. Now let's demonstrate. I use YY, which means that I copied the whole line. Respectively, if I use lower P, it will paste beneath. See, it went to the down and it placed it beneath. Now I will use capital P, but let me get somewhere else so that we can see where it's going to be pasting. If it's going to be pasting above, it's going to be between hello and this. So let's press capital P. It's going to be pasting above. There you go. Inserted above. The whole line, because I copied the whole line. Now I will copy just the word. How to copy just the word? As you know, it's going to be Y and W. Let's press Y, W. There you go. Now, where I want to paste it, for example, I want to paste it somewhere here. Okay. If I press P, it's going to be pasting not beneath, but it's going to be pasting to the right. You see? Paste it to the right. If I would press capital P, it's not going to be pasting above. It's going to be pasting to the left. See? Left of our cursor. So it depends what you copied, guys. If you copy it with the W or B, it's going to be dealing with the word. Even if you copy it with the zero, if you copy it with the dollar, it's going to be within a line. But if you use double Y's, then it means the whole line. Respectively, paste will work respectively, either beneath or above or right to the left. Is that clear? Let's continue. Now, what if you would like to repeat the same step multiple times? Okay. For example, I would like to put exclamation mark, right? I would like to put exclamation mark. So I will come here. I want to copy this character. What I need to press? I need to press one character, right? Y and L, which is on the right side. Or let me see if in order to make it YL, let me double check YL and let me paste it. Yes, it works. Yeah, correct. Now, YL will copy one single character. Now, I am able to paste here, right? What else I need to do? I can come here. For example, I can add somewhere here, P. There you go. Or if you'd like, you can make it capital P if you are in the wrong place. But guys, in order to kind of getting rid of this repetition of the set of the characters, I am able to press period, just single period, which will repeat previous edit. For example, come here, press period. It's going to be doing the same thing, period, period. You see, it repeats last edit, last keystroke, last action. What I was doing, for example, let's try to remove this line. I removed double D's, right? Come here and press period. It will remove this line again. Come here, press period, and so on. So period repeats the last line, the last action. And respectively, how to undo. For example, you did a lot of mistakes. Just press U. U will get you back what you did. Okay? Up until you open the file, guys. Imagine if you opened your file and you did hundreds of the actions, it's going to be saving all actions. And then you can use U in order to undo your stuff. But what if you went too further? Oh my gosh, I pressed too much U. I need to redo. So in order to redo, Control R will allow you to redo. There you go. I can now go backward and forward. You see, this was my last action. Now I can go backward, forward, and there you go. Okay. So this is what you can, guys, use in order to use undo, redo, and so on. And the final and most interesting and the case which I explained, it's not the end, guys, that we used H. Now you will see how to do repetitive stuff, guys. Most editing commands can be preceded with a repetition factor. For example, it's given here. Now, if you recall, we said that we have here H, right? Let's get back to the editor. For example, I would like to delete a few amount of the characters. For example, I would like to delete 5 characters from here. How I'm going to be deleting? D, L, D, L, D, L, D, L. So how many times I did it? 5 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I did 4, but let me do it again. D, L, D, L, D, L, D, L, D, L, and so on. Okay, so how many times I use DL? 5 times. Like DL, 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 DL. Right? In order to remove 5 characters, what I can do instead, I can see that how many DLs I have here. See, how many times I have 5? Then DL5 will do it 5 times for you. Or you can place 5 in between. There you go. Let me undo. Now I'm pressing D5L, D5L. There you go. Or DL5, DL5. It didn't work with the L, yes, because it's going to be working with the lines. But always try to use this method, guys. The amount of the characters. So 5 L's, respectively. For example, if you would like to remove 3 lines beneath, right? D3J. There you go. It's going to be removing 3DJ, 3J. Now you understood, most probably, why we need those navigations, guys. It's not only for navigating. It's allowing you guys to remove, to do other actions with these proper shortcuts. And respectively, it's not about the keys only, guys. You can do this with the other stuff as well. For example, what was DD? DD was deleting the line, right? So if you make D3D, it's going to be removing 3 lines, respectively. D3D. There you go. Okay. Or, for example, if you would like to kind of get another example, undos. So, for example, how many times you need to undo? 5 times. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I don't have that much, but let's try to have that much undos. So I'm going to be just creating a different stuff, different captures, different stuff, and so on. So I don't know how many times I did the change. Okay, so let me now see how many undos I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. Okay, so reduce till the end. Now I would like to use 3 undos, only 3 undos, or let's say 4 undos. Then it's completely enough to type for you. That's it. Press for you. Immediately it does everything for you guys. to U. There you go. Okay, so this is amount, repetitive method, or let's say repetition factor. And respectively, you can use 12dd. It means delete 12 lines. Or for example, D12D. Actually, yeah, I confused with the place of the letters. It's not going to be DL5, guys. Sorry. It's going to be 5DL, or you can use D5L. So let me demonstrate. I'm going to be pressing now 5DL. There you go. It removes 5 characters. Or D, function action, delete. Then you specify how many L's, how many right characters. You can use 5 characters to the left, respectively, by using these shortcuts, H, J, K, L, and so on. Okay, and this is how to use repetition factor. And finally, before ending this presentation, here we have the backward and forward searching. Guys, you are able to search forward, you are able to search backward by giving the pattern respectively using slash or question mark. So forward slash will help you to search forward. Question mark will allow you to search backward. And to jump to the next match, you just need to press N. Okay? For example, let me stand here. Press forward slash. See? By the way, if you recall, we said that there's other command mode. We don't have a special name of the mode, but it's the last line mode still. We have forward slash and a question mark only for these purposes. Now, if I press I, it will jump to the I. Then if I press N, it will jump to the next I, next I, next I, and so on, right? Now, if I use question mark I, now it's going to be getting back to the previous I, and we have just the last previous I. There you go. Okay, so N allows you to go to the next match, whether this is backward or forward, doesn't matter. And after slash or after question mark, you need to specify the pattern, what you are searching. You see, it's not the end, guys. There are a bunch of other options of the VI editor, but it's completely enough to learn for this course. The last thing we need to know is how to exit, either by saving or without saving. So work performed during the VI session is stored in a work buffer, temporary storage, where we are able to use undos, redos, and so on until the user saves their work. To save your VI session, make sure you are in a command mode by pressing escape. In other words, how to ensure that you are in a command mode? Press escape. That's it. To save your changes and exit, you can type or hit 2 capital Z's. Capital. For that, we need to press Shift. Shift capital Z's. It will save and exit. Okay. For example, capital Z's. There you go. I press capital Z's. Okay. It will save and exit directly, but you need to be in a command mode. You can also use either colon, which will get you to the last line mode, okay, then X, then enter. But it won't let me demonstrate. If you use colon, let me open the file again. Colon and X, press enter. It's going to be saving and exiting directly. But in this case, you need to press 2 characters, colon and the X. For that, you need to press Shift to use a colon, then no Shift to the X, and then press enter, and so on. Okay. Control Z does nothing. It's going to be terminating the file, but next time you're going to be facing it with the temporary swap file, which is not recommended to use Control Z, guys. Now, in order to open this file directly each time, you need to get rid of this swap file. So let me explain how to do this, but never again do Control Z. But it's not a problem, but you'll encounter this issue. When you try to open it, it will give you that I found a swap file and its name hidden, your file name .swap. So you need to remove it so that you can open your file directly. So next time, don't use this. And in order to remove, it's just straightforward. rm.new file and swap. Press tab. it will autocomplete and you will get the swap file. And there you go. Now you can open your file immediately without switching to any file. So this is why don't press Ctrl Z. Though it helps you to get out of the file, but next time when you come in, each time it's going to be asking you to ensure whether you would like to use that swap file or not. Okay. And the last method, which is to save and exit. It's going to be W, which stands for save, and then Q, which stands for quit the editor. So you can use colon W and Q so that you can save and exit. There you go. Okay. But which one is the best? As you noticed, capital Z's are better, right? Or if you don't want to save and exit, then we have another option, which is going to be next slide. You can save without exiting by typing colon and W and enter. This is going to be just save. Don't exit, just save. But if you want to exit, you need to add also Q. Or you can use just X to save and exit. But if you use just W, it will stay there. Colon W. It means kind of pressing Ctrl S to save your file and continue working on your file. And if you would like to exit without saving, okay, if you make a mistake in your editing session that undo cannot easily solve, you can abort your session without modifying the contents of your file by issuing the following last line command, Q and exclamation mark. And I would add here also this part, add text. Actually, let me copy where we had it. Oops, wrong button. Oops, it's supposed to be copy. Copy and paste. Okay. Or by pressing, or just pressing Z and Q. And this is going to be blue. There you go. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I can update this file later on, or just by pressing ZQ, which means that exit without saving. Okay. So this is what we